Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today I'm bringing you a design team project for Doodles Paper Playground. That is the Etsy shop that sells sparkle blends. So I'm just showing you some of the products that I'm using today because we are going to be making a liquid shaker. So this is a little sandwich bag. The sparkle blend is Baby Shark. I'm going to be using hair gel. And my background that I have the rectangle die cut out of is a gel press pull from my stash. And I will be using Distress ink in Salty Ocean and Prize Ribbon. So I first took the panel and die cut the rectangle out of the center of it. And then I traced the rectangle onto my card panel so that I could see how much of it I really needed to ink up. And so I'm just laying down some splotchy Salty Ocean. I wanted it to be not a smooth blend because this is going to be my water. Then this is a new to me stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. So I am just going to temporarily tack it down with some washi tape. Not doing a fabulous job. There's no pixie spray or anything on this. I literally got it in the mail the other day. And it doesn't have to be pretty because this is the background that our liquid shaker is going to be on top of, so you won't be able to see that it's not a great blend. So now I'm using Prize Ribbon Distress ink to put the stencil on. It's got fun dots and swirls on it, so I thought that would be fun to kind of mimic the water. So I'm just going to pull that off. And then the little sandwich bag, it's just a little snack bag that I had in my stash. And I used this one because when I did this previously, my Ziploc bags had a really thick closure. So I'm just going to squirt in some of the hair gel. And if your hair gel is clear, you can use alcohol ink to dye it. Mine just happens to be blue, so it works out well for my water. If I were to do this again, I'd add just a little less of the gel. I did kind of put more in there than I needed. And then I'm just going to take some of the Baby Shark blend and sprinkle that in here and then use my fingers. I'll seal it and then squish it around with my hand just to kind of spread them out throughout the design. You could add glitter, you could add all sorts of things. These would actually be fun. I don't know if you saw my calming bottle. This is almost just as relaxing to squish in your hands. You could almost do that with just a bag to give yourself something to fidget with if you're one of those people that likes that. As you can see, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So then I'm going to spread a lot of the gel over to the side so that I can put some adhesive and seal up this end because you don't want this obviously to come popping open with hair gel everywhere. So I'm just using some double-sided adhesive and I'm running it under where the zipper portion of the bag is. And before, in case I forgot to tell you, this bag had like lines printed on it because they're little snack bags, so it tells you what the measurements are. And I just used some alcohol and wiped that off prior to filming. It came right off with no problem. So I'm just going to peel this adhesive off and kind of stick this bag to itself. I added some more double-sided adhesive and then I measured it up on the card and it does need to be a little bit smaller. So I ended up folding it on itself again. So for Doodles Paper Playground, the Sparkle Blend release is coming out. They are expected to go live on April 1st, so stay tuned for that. There will be some new blends and some new products in the embellishment department. So I will try to do a release and review video for you for that, but look forward to some new projects coming with the new items. I'm trying to think of some fun and creative ways to use them. So if you have any ideas or things you'd like to see, definitely leave me a comment down below. I will be happy to take suggestions. So now that I've got this where it will fit behind this window, I'm just going to take the double-sided adhesive and run it along the four sides so that I can adhere this down to make our little window. And these are really fun. I don't know if I'd recommend giving these to a kid because I'd worry they'd be a little too rough with it and maybe pop it and get the gel everywhere. But it's definitely something that is fun to squish on. So I hope that everyone will give it a try. And if you do, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I will leave my information down below. I love seeing what everyone makes for projects. So we're just going to put this down. And then I ran off screen some foam tape all around the four edges. I did cut some of my foam tape in half to keep it not running into the bag. And then I'm going to peel all of the adhesive off of that. Just giving it a test to see what it looks like with my inked background, and it looks really good. You could, stamp out some fish and put them behind the bag before you would put the card all together if you wanted to have coral or different things back there. I just tried to keep it pretty simple. So then this is the same size as the card base, so I'm just lining it up on my desk to try to get it on there straight. And then I'll just press it all down. Of course, give the middle a little few more squishes. And then I am going to be using the Beautiful Mermaid stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. And I am going to ink up one of the mermaids. She's sitting on a rock. And then I'm going to use the sentiment that says, "Happy birthday, beautiful." And I'm going to put those in my Misty and stamp those both at once. And then off screen, I'm going to use my Zig markers because I used the VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink, so that's not recommended for alcohol coloring. So I used my Zigs instead. You could use colored pencils, or you could stamp it in an ink that is alcohol marker safe if that is the medium that you prefer to use. And so off screen, I'm going to get that colored with the Zigs, and I fussy cut it out. I did add some shimmer pen to the mermaid's tail and seashells both in her hair and for her top, just to give it a little added sparkle. And that will be magically all cut out and colored in just a second. The beauty of editing, because I'm a very slow person to color, so it takes a while. So I cut that part out so these videos aren't terribly long. So then I'm just going to take the double-sided adhesive and put it along the sentiment and on the back of the mermaid. I did have one section that I put the tape on and it did not even stick because I had used the glitter pen and it wasn't quite dry yet. So if you're an impatient crafter like me, that will happen. So just let it dry before you glue it down. But I am just a carry on and keep going kind of person. And then I wanted to do a little something for the inside. So I had a scrap of the gel press pull that I did, and I didn't want to waste it. So I cut that down, and I'm going to adhere that to the inside of this card just to tie the front of it to the back of it. Front of it to the back of it. Now, did that make any sense? Tie the inside to the front of it. And I'm just going to use double-sided adhesive to do that. I could have used my wet glue, but I hadn't used it for any of this project, so I figured why drag it out now? So that is going to wrap up today's project. Like I said, stay tuned. There will be new sparkle blends coming out, and I will be showing to you those as soon as I get them. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.